All right. Hey, welcome back. All right, so Scorpios, on your last Scorpio video, I did something I've never done before, which is I ended up merging Scorpio and Gemini. So I started out the video by referring to you as Gemini, then completely talked about you as Scorpio. And I've never had that happen before. So all I can say, and I said this in the Gemini video that I just released also, I retitled that video like a Scorpio Gemini merger. And I will make sure that that video pops up here at the end of your screen also in case you want to see it. But there, there is a song by Young Fathers called Pickin' You. And in it, it says, oh why do I always end up with Scorpios or Geminis? See, I don't want to adios to get close. And all I can say is to have, I love the song. I have not listened to it lately, probably not in at least a year-ish maybe, but it's so weird. It's the only place I've ever heard Scorpio and Gemini like getting merged together. So I don't know if there's something to these two zodiacs getting mushed together, but I just wanted to make sure that I do Scorpio and Gemini on the same evening and really differentiate you two. But let's get into this. So for Scorpio, how is this full moon impacting our Scorpio? What's coming up from the deep depths into the surface so that it can be looked at, released, acknowledged? We have a Three of Cups. We've got characters. I think that it's becoming obvious that certain people are in love. I mean, this could even be Scorpio and somebody that they work with, they've been interested in each other. And this is like HR management saying, okay, so I'm assuming you two are dating, it's obvious the signs are there. We need to establish, make sure it's all above board so that, no problems here. Or this is Scorpio and somebody else meeting to talk to somebody and say, so just so that we are seeing each other so it doesn't get awkward. We got a Three of Wands. This feels like it's time to either have the reveal, or if this is not the case, it could be that things will be revealed during some kind of an event, a getaway, a vacation, a friends group situation. And it's like by the end of this, everybody's going to know that Scorpio and this person are together, even if they didn't start out that way, even if there's just been like a simmering interest between Scorpio and this other individual. As you can see, we are moving into power couple status, looking at the future and looking at it together. All of this says union. All of this is like, I believe that we are more than friends. I believe that we're going to end up more than friends. And somehow something is changing in the way we interact. Something is changing in the way we treat each other. It's become obvious. This is like the stuff that was deep down or hidden is really coming to the surface. Seven of Wands. This is where a character goes into like the inner temple and connects to what is true. This is how a character overcomes a struggle or a problem or an obstacle. And this is how they march forward and actually go ahead. And I don't know, I feel like there could be some element of like, I'm a little uncomfortable in like announcing this to other people, or, that weird moment where you go from like, we were friends, but I think by the end of this, we've kissed, we've shared a kiss. Somebody's going to be like, hey, are you two dating? And it's like, we haven't talked about that part yet. I feel like that's coming. I feel like very, very soon. We keep seeing threes here, and then seven is a number of change. It's also a divine number that is bringing these two together. I almost feel like Scorpio is going to be in close quarters all of a sudden with a person. Like in both of these scenarios, they are very much like shoulder to shoulder. I feel like there's going to be like physical proximity, physical contact. It could be that Scorpio and this person are just like, they gravitate toward each other to where they're, sitting next to each other at the barbecue. They're leaning on each other a little bit, because it's windy. They're out on a friend's boat or something. And it's like, by the end of it, they've gotten so comfortable sitting so close together, either for comfort or to, hold on to each other so they don't bounce out of the boat or something. It's just their energy is merging. Okay, there we go again, merging. As I talked about Scorpio and Gemini merging in that last video. It just feels like Scorpio is going to recognize that maybe the divine gave us this opportunity to be in each other's company so that we could kind of melt into each other. Got a King of Swords, that's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Hang on, who is this who's like looking for the deeper energy? We have the Eight of Swords. I was going to say, I don't actually feel like this is the person that Scorpio is merging with. I feel like this is somebody who might not be happy, somebody who's going to hear like, is this like an ex or something where Scorpio's like, I don't know that I want to tell my ex that I'm dating you. Is this going to turn out to be one of those things where Scorpio winds up with someone that is like a friend of their ex? Is that why we see like we need to talk about this? Maybe we need to explain this. We didn't plan it, but this is the way it's going. It feels like there's a reluctance to communicate about this, but on the other hand, the King of Swords is going to kind of figure it out anyway, but they may not like it. They might be like, well, you can't date them because they were a friend of mine or something. There could be some kind of crisscross. You know what's so weird? Gemini, I think even twice, Gemini has gotten a story where it was like a bit of a, like a taboo energy, because it was like, okay, one partnership is over and then somebody is going to be dating, what was the original partnership's like friend. And it was never a cheating scandal. Just like this is not a cheating scandal, but it is maybe a little bit uncomfortable. With the Magician, it's kind of like, yes, but magic has occurred. And I keep feeling like somehow the universe brought these individuals together so that they could get aligned with the proper partners. Sometimes we meet the right person through the wrong person kind of situation, but it could be a little bit awkward. This feels like there could be an awkward energy, but it's going to have to be dealt with and faced. Wow, bring it into the sunlight. Especially if Scorpio really likes this person and this person really likes Scorpio, and it's like, but we are so good together. I don't want to have to not be with you or hide this just for someone else's comfort who may not like it and might want to hold on to Scorpio for their own. They don't really get to. And in fact, if they behaved this way, I feel like somebody really kind of wanted or still has dibs on Scorpio in their mind. This really could be an ex who's like kind of jealously watching a little bit, looking into like, I saw them online and it was the same time that, whoever this other person is online, I saw Scorpio online at the same time. I see this and, I don't want to think of Scorpio moving into a relationship with this other individual. I don't know who the other individual is yet. They could be a Leo, they could be a Virgo, Gemini, but this ex doesn't really have, even though they're stuck maybe on Scorpio, but I feel more like a control factor. Like they really want Scorpio to be stuck on them. And I just don't think Scorpio is. I think Scorpio is about to recognize that they want to date somebody, but it could be a bit of a taboo. And that might be coming to the surface right around this full moon. Like I'm attracted to someone and they're not going to be happy about it, but they're going to have to deal with it. And I don't want to have to hide it. Putting it out there in a straightforward manner instead of hiding it might be the best route. It's like it has to be considered. What is the best way to handle this so that, we don't have to hide something? Who is the person that Scorpio is so interested in now and has that mutual attraction for? Page of Pentacles. This really starts out as friends. It really is friends first. Okay, but we got that King of Swords involved yet again, and he's in the reverse. So I'm thinking that he is the friend of Scorpio's ex, who may have been an air sign. He could be an earth sign, but definitely he's related somehow to that King of Swords. But Ten of Swords is here. He's like, but you're not with the King of Swords anymore. It's over. So am I really not allowed to want to get to know you better when you and the King of Swords are done? Like it feels like this person really wants Scorpio in their life. Death card again. Okay, so here's Scorpio all day. Maybe they're a Scorpio too. It's like, but you're single now. You're not with the King of Swords. So why can't I date you? I mean, I guess maybe it doesn't make sense, but you're single, I'm single. Why don't we transform, our connection and try romance now? You're not with that King of Swords who was my old friend, my old relative, my old, whoever. Um, and I think we'd be better together. You and me are meant to be. So, can we go ahead and change what our relationship is? Can we go from, someone that we knew each other because of that King of Swords, but now that he's no longer in the picture, now it's just you and me? I really feel like this possible divine masculine is really pushing for this, and he doesn't really see why are we not allowed to date each other. Yes, it's a small taboo, but you're single, I'm single, and we're grown-ups, and why can't we make this work? Scorpio, Judgment card. I gotta say, I mean, I think it's all going to be on Scorpio's shoulders to make this decision. Yes, I want to go ahead and do this. Yes, I want to go ahead and date you. Yes, I want to. This is my choice. I have thoroughly ended another relationship, but I don't have to not date anybody that I've ever met. To me, I think that Scorpio is realizing kind of the same thing that this individual who's so interested in Scorpio is trying to convey. Like, you don't belong to that other person. You don't belong to the King of Swords. You're a sovereign person. So if you want to date me now, what, he always gets to decide who you can date now that you guys aren't together? That wouldn't make any sense. He has no claim to you. So now you can date whoever you want. And I feel like that's exactly, Scorpio is thinking the exact same thing. That's right. I'm not beholden to my ex. I have a right to date whomever I want. And I do think that Scorpio's like, this is my tree of life. This is my choices. I don't have to stay away from someone I'm interested in when I'm single and sovereign just because of the quote unquote taboo. I don't have to do that. I can go ahead and date whomever I want. I really think that they are still, considering this with a lot of wisdom. But I feel like right around this full moon, it's just this conversation is kind of bubbling to the surface where it needs to be had so that Scorpio and this person can start to actually pursue a romance. What is there any like final message here about the that King of Swords? We've got the Action of Wands. They may try to show up all of a sudden. Honestly, they may try to do some sweeping gesture. Like, I could so picture the ex is going to try some kind of like, here, let me give you a romantic gesture, a passionate, Valentine Day something or other. But I think Scorpio is going to make sure that they're not around or that they're not home. I kind of think they might try to win Scorpio back. And I think Scorpio, with the Hermit card and the Seven of Pentacles, Scorpio might make sure that they're just not around for like 7 hours, right when they would assume that this ex might try to, win them back or show up with roses or something. It does feel like an attempt by the ex to show their passion one more time. But I really feel like Scorpio takes a trip to the beach, leaves for a day, goes and does something else until like that opportunity would have passed. Make sure that their phone is off on Valentine's Day or that they're out of range or something so that they don't have to like deal with it. It really feels like Scorpio is not trying to throw anything in the King of Swords face, but they are trying to, make it known that I'm out of your reach now. I'm out of your life now. So onward with the next chapter of your own life. It just feels like it's going to take a little while for that to maybe sink in. It's not to be rude though to the ex. It's just that some things are done now. So, all right, I'm going to leave that there because I only see Scorpio moving forward with that other person, with that, I'll call them the new person, even though they don't seem that new to Scorpio, but I see them moving forward. We already saw them like coming into a union, getting together. Somebody may have a boat and all that too. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing, and thank you for giving me grace.